So hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. This is Max, and today we're going to learn a little bit about the edit page. So it's just a very beginning and introduction towards the DaVinci Resolve edit page. Okay, so do not be scared of this whole interface. We will go through it one by one, and to be honest, you won't use a lot of it, but it's good to know. So let's go into my data. Let's say the Sony clips. First thing first, this top 3 icons. This top 3 icons is basically just like the view, how you want to see your media. So we had it in list, so we couldn't really see the thumbnails. Then we have a thumbnail view, and then we have a view with descriptions, or it says metadata. Yeah, which is quite convenient. Usually I liked the thumbnail view. Yeah, so let's say that now you drag it in. Since we're in this corner of the interface already, I will continue explaining. So this one is to search for the clip or the file name. So let's say I want to search for this clip, B01. We select the folder and then we search the clip name that we're searching for. And next we have the way we want to sort the clip. So how it appears. We can be, for example, date modified. We can make it ascending or descending. I think we'll keep it to file name, and we can keep it to ascending. So from the first clip to the last clip. This one is to relink media. If sometimes your media got unlinked, then you need to relink media. Right now I don't have any missing clips, but yeah, if you have missing clips, then you will need to locate the clip in the folder that it is placed at. Right now we only have one timeline, but if you were to have another timeline, this makes it very handy to switch between timelines, like tabs. I have a YouTube tutorial on how to switch between the DaVinci Resolve project files and timelines. You guys can check it out in the description on my YouTube channel and or some on the screen. So sometimes if, let's say that your computer is not very powerful and you have shot everything in 4K, maybe even 10-bit, then it might be kind of taxing to your machine. So in this case, we can create something called Proxy, which it makes your project smoother to edit. If you guys run, so sometimes like now my computer is kind of like struggling, but if it's because your machine is not as powerful enough to handle 4K footage, then we can create something called Proxy. I've made a YouTube video about it before. You can check it out in the description or somewhere in the screen. And everything on top of here. So this kind of like gives you different views. So here you kind of minimize this whole chunk with this button. Okay. Then if you let's say if you don't want the media pool to be shown, you just click it off. Let's say you want the effects page. The effects page will show up here. Actually, let's extend this column. So in this case, the media pool and the effects page can be present at the same time. All right, so let's check out the index. I don't use the index that much, but it keeps tracks of the clips and audio tracks that you have on your timeline. And then the sound library, which you could download your own DaVinci Resolve free sound library, or you can actually also import your own sound library. So this one, of course, we will be exploring in future tutorials. All right, so here we come to the right-hand side. Quick export is to export a project. We can have the mixer for the audio. You can open it up if you want. We can also have the metadata for the clip over here, and the inspector. So inspector, you can make simple animation, transform it, make it bigger, smaller, crop it, stabilize, change the speed, all this thing, and also the composite mode. Yeah, so for this part, we won't go in detail for this. We will have designated videos for that. But it's just to give an overall. Yeah. So here you also have a smaller version of this area of the interface. So similar to the left one. Yeah, then you can change. But if you have it the whole column, then you can have both areas at the same time. All right, so I'll get rid of the mixer. I'll come back to this, my media pool page. And I like to have my effects down here as well. So that's pretty handy. So now let's check out the tools. There are a few timeline view options. Right now we don't have subtitle tracks, so we can disable it. But if you have subtitle tracks, you can always put display subtitle tracks. So I'll just give you guys an example. So this is the subtitle track that I just created. We can disable subtitle track, then we don't see it. Okay, display audio forms and undisplay audio forms. So yeah, sometimes if you import and then you're like, oh my god, where's my audio wave? I don't see it. Then it's probably you need to come here and select display audio form. Right now, we only have one timeline, but if you were to have another timeline, this makes it very handy to switch between timelines, like tabs. I have a YouTube tutorial on how to switch between DaVinci Resolve project files and timelines. You guys can check it out in the description on my YouTube channel and or some on the screen. All right, so this one, currently I just have one timeline, so I will disable it. And you can have the different kind of thumbnail view. Thumbnail is this image that you see of your clip on the timeline. Film strip, which was what he had, or none. I personally like film strip because I guess it shows kind of what I would be seeing at that time code. Fixed playhead. I don't usually use this. The playhead is fixed. It doesn't change. So let me demonstrate what it would be like otherwise. Otherwise is you can actually move the playhead, which I really like it. So I always keep it like this. Display full waveform of the audio. Yeah. And display waveform border. So very, very subtle difference, but you can see that there's like a border on the waveform, like a black border. Alrighty. And you can also change the height of your tracks. So in case you have like, I don't know, like 10 video tracks or like 10 audio tracks, then probably need like smaller. All right, so this is everything about timeline view options. Now let's go back to other tools. So this one is the mode of your mouse, let's say. So right now I'm in selection mode. The shortcut is A, as it says. So I can select things, yeah. The next one is trim edit mode. So if I can select this or shortcut T, trim edit mode. If let's say I have cut the clip already and it's this length, what I can do with trim edit mode is I can keep the duration of the clip but shift it. Like let's say the clip started from the original start of the video, but actually I wanted to start a little bit later. So this is where trim mode comes in handy. All right, so let's go to A, selection mode. Selection mode, you can just select. And with dynamic trim mode, it works best with when there's like 3 clips. So the main clip is in between the 2 clips, and that is the one that we want to adjust without affecting the other 2 clips. So without needing to adjust this and then elongate this and then have this, you know, this kind of thing. Instead, we have dynamic trim mode. So what happens is that we keep the first clip and the next clip. We don't touch them. And what happens is we change the clip that we want to change. We shift. So as you can see in the viewer, the bottom left is what we see in the first clip, the end of the first clip, and the bottom right is what we see in the first frame of the next clip. And then at the top is what is sandwiched together, the first frame of the sandwich clip and the last frame of the sandwich clip. So yeah, with this we adjust the sandwich clip without affecting the previous clip and the next clip. This one you need to know it and remember the shortcut. It's B blade edit mode. But essentially it's just saying that you can cut your clip with this mode. Nice. And of course, once you cut it and you don't want to be in this mode, just press A, back to selection mode. So next we have how clips are put into timelines. So insert clip, overwrite clip, or replace clip. So let's say that I want this clip to go into the timeline. Then I press this clip, then I press insert clip. So yeah, it inserted itself into the timeline. Yeah, and yeah, it did like cut up this clip so it could insert itself. Next mode is overwrite clip. So what happens is once this clip is in the timeline, it will overwrite what's above it. All right, let's try it. Ta-da! So it overwrites everything that was in before that overlaps with it. Let's go back. And now we have the last one, replace clip. What happens is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with mask. I feel like it's a little bit like masking. For overwrite clip, it's that you insert the whole clip and it overwrites everything that is in the duration of this clip. But for replace clip is you insert it, but it only changes to the new clip in the duration of the old clip. So the old clip was only from 146 to 154. So when we replace the clip, the new clip is also only from 146 to 154. All right, I hope that makes sense. But of course, if you don't actually want to overwrite the whole duration of the clip, that could also work. You just click on the clip you want to put in, and you can select the in and out point. Let's say that I like this in point, so I press I. And let's say I just want this clip. I just want the clip when the person exits the frame. So I've just pressed O for out point. And now when I overwrite it, it overwrites only that section of the clip, not the whole clip. So the magnet, this little magnet icon, I love it. So what happened with that magnet icon is when you drag, it automatically helps you snap into place. But what if there is no magnet? It doesn't really help you snap into place. It's kind of like floating. So I usually like to have this on. Next up, we have the link icon. The link icon means that when it's checked, your clips are linked when moved, but when it's unchecked, all the clips in this timeline, even though it does show individually that it's linked, you can move it separately. The audio and the video track separately. And just a little thing, since we are already in this linking topic, if you want to unlink the clip and the audio, so let's say that you want to extend this audio but do not extend the clip, what you do is right click on the clip and deselect the link clip. So now you can move the clip freely without the audio track, or move the audio track freely without the clip. Alright, so let's link it again. Next is lock. So let's lock. Lock means this whole track is locked. Next are markers. So these are just little tools to help you mark your clips or timelines, flags and markers, and you can just write some notes. Yeah, but I will delete it. Next is your timeline view. So this one is to the whole timeline, full extend zoom. So let's say if I delete the inspector, it will also be full extend. And this one is just the detail zoom. So in this case, my playhead is here, detail zoom, it detail zoom on the clip. And then this one, custom zoom. Custom zoom is, you can adjust yourself. So a shortcut for this is Alt and your scroll wheel. So when you scroll down, it becomes smaller, and when you scroll up, it becomes bigger. So usually I just use this custom zoom. So just now I had the inspector window on, and then I closed it. So now I have space for 2 windows. So which one do I look at? If you are thinking of the timeline and the edit, you look at this one, the right one. But if you're thinking of, oh, I just want to check my clips, then you look at the left panel. Let's just play it. So there are a lot of icons. We can just play it. We can fast forward to the back, beginning and the end, or we can just forward it and backwards. And what is this? Loop. Simple, right? This one is the in point and the out point, which I have shown you with the shortcut. I is in, O is out. So this one is a tool called match frame. So what happens is, say this window and this window are different frame or different clips. So when you press this, it will match it. The other panel will match it to the frame that it's over here. Let's do another example. This one. I want to see this one. I want to see this panel in this clip and the exact frame. So I match frame it. Ta-da. If you want to move it up and down, Control and scroll wheel. If you want to zoom it, just scroll wheel without pressing anything. And you can also move it by pressing down on your scroll wheel. Let's say I have an inspector over here, then I just have one window. So what happens is, usually when you click on the data media pool over here, you can inspect your clip, and then once you put it into the timeline, you click the timeline, then this window becomes the timeline view. Okay, so yeah, when you close other unnecessary windows, then you can have both views. So just a little thing about dumping your clips into your timeline. Sometimes, let's say I just want the audio from this clip. So what I can do is put the in point and the out point, and I just want the audio, so I just drag in the audio. It's very small, but yeah. And sometimes I don't want the audio, I just want the clip, so I just drag in the clip. So you see this 2 icons, one is for clip and one is for audio. But obviously if you want both, you just drag in both. And how do you do that? You don't click neither, you just click on the image and you drag. Alright, so what about this? This is also the view of the clip. That's why I say you could look at the audio as well if that's what you want. But this one is a little bit different. For this one, we can actually transform the clip in the window itself. So make it smaller, move it around, etc. This is with the transform mode. But of course, you can always come to the inspector and transform it over here, correct? So 2 ways to do it. You can also crop it. I think will be like more for visual people. Of course, if you want to be more precise, you can come here with all the numbers. If you just want to key in the numbers, that works too. So dynamic zoom is a very subtle zoom that you can create. Of course, you have it in the inspector as well over here. And if you have it in the inspector, so for dynamic zoom, it's a little linear zoom. You can see it zooming out a bit. This, you can do it over here as well. And you can adjust it, how aggressive we want it. Yeah. So this one we can see the difference a bit more. Basically, it's from the start of the clip to the end of the clip. The start of the clip to the end of the clip. Yeah. And the green one is the start of the clip, and the red one is the end. So we can also reverse it. Instead of zooming out, we zoom in. That also works. Let's try it. Zoom in. So yeah, essentially that is dynamic zoom tools. And data annotation just makes a marker for you on your clip, and at the frame you can see the little marker over here. Composite is the different blending mode. Let's say we have one over another one. We can change the compositing mode. Yeah, and then stabilization, different kind of stabilization. You can play around. Retime and scaling. Yeah, so I think that's about it. A good and a lot of things for a edit page kind of intro, and for beginners. And here we have power bins. So these are very good to organize. These are folders that appear in every project. Like for example, if you have a logo yourself, then you will put them there. So yeah, I hope that you guys have learned something, and if you did, please remember to like and subscribe and share. It really means a lot. In this way, we can help more people trying to learn the software and trying to make their own project. Thank you guys, and see you in the next tutorial.